Well, hello there and welcome back to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode, and it is the season finale to season 3, round 20 at the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi. Lovely conditions outside, as you can imagine, and eventually during qualifying and race it will go from dusk to night time. So yeah, this is it. This is the final race of the season. A very good season so far in a direct fight with both the Red Bulls, hoping to finish ahead of them. The first thing we'll do then is listen to the voicemail and see what the qualifying objective is going to be that the team have set. And it is 10th place, get through to Q3 and beat our rival Kevin Magnussen, our new rival. So hopefully everyone's had a nice Christmas. This is the second upload since then, being very busy as you can imagine with the Christmas festivities and holidays as well. As for presents, I've got a new controller and I'll put up a nice picture of it now. And yeah, very happy with it, as you can see. Got my name on the left hand side, all gold and silver and white, very nice. A bit like a magpie really. I'm attracted to shiny things, and I've been getting used to it as the practice sessions have gone on, and we're pretty much now bang up to pace. So looking ahead to qualifying, yep, it'll be nice to get through to Q3, although I think I'm probably going to end up in Q2 or starting between 10th and 15th. I've got a 5-place grid penalty, unfortunately. Had a bit of an altercation with Bottas in the FP2, and even though it was Bottas's fault, I've been given the penalty, so that's not too good. As for upgrades, we've done nothing, of course. We're saving up big to the end of the season, and as for everyone else, if you look at the progress history, no one's done anything either, so it's pretty much level pecking as it was before. As for the units, gearbox, obviously the 5th and final one now, 41% for that. As for the power units over here, the ICE I think is at the highest at 36. Yes, it is, and the UK and H a bit lower. So pretty much nothing else to do then. We'll go ahead to qualifying. Q1 shouldn't be too much of a struggle, as I'll reopen the laptop. I don't know why I've done that, and yeah, hopefully we can get through Q1 and Q2 without any incident. And Q1 is over before I can even finish a flying lap. Believe it or not, I crashed out. Yep, at turn 5 I think it was, the left-hander came out of it, took too much curb on the exit, spun the rear wheels into the inside barrier we went. So I've still got a bit of getting used to with this pad, unfortunately. I'm so embarrassed. I'm not going to show the crash, it doesn't matter, but we're out anyway in Q1. And yeah, it's one of those. Unfortunately, I'm a bit embarrassed really, that's why I'm laughing about it, but I could cry, to be honest. I was looking forward to getting inside Q3 for the final race of the season, but at least now we can maybe go aggressive and try to get past a few people early on. And to be honest, I think what I'm going to do now is order new bits, because it's the final race for the season and we're starting at the back of the field. So a bit of a shame then. I'd like to have started further up the field, but at least we can go a bit, you know, gung-ho and just go for it in the final race of the season. So the resource points, this is going to be very low. Yeah, 15. That is definitely the lowest I've ever had, and Magnussen's taking the lead in the rivalry. The reputation's gone down quite a lot, as you can imagine. 5 of them teams were at 100%, so that's a bit of a shame. So we'll listen to the voicemail then for the race objective. Hopefully it's something nice and low and we can easily beat it. 13th, yeah, I think we can do that. Okay then, so then before we decide to go to the track, we're going to order some new bits. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's just go all guns blazing for the final race of the season. So we'll get 7th units. Wow, bloody hell, that is a lot. I think we only ended up using 5 or 6 in season 2, but we've had a couple of grid penalties over the season, poor qualifying as well, so it's been a good time to get everything new. So we'll get a new gearbox in as well. So everything is now at 0%. Look at that. So we are going to be the quickest hopefully we can be. So we'll go to the racer, we'll have a look at the grid. We will be starting at the back, see if anyone else has got any major penalties, and then we'll sort out the race strategy. I'll either conserve it and go for the 1 stop, or to be honest I might go aggressive and go for the 2 stop, but we'll see what it's going to do. And yeah, hopefully we can have a good race.
Position, and Kimi Räikkönen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Sergio Perez, and Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Magnussen, Ocon, and Max Verstappen, Fiat, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, and Alonso, Palmer, Wehrlein, Lance Stroll, and Felipe Massa, Van Dorn, and a Sauber rounds off the grid. And with lights out, just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So then, both the Red Bulls have had grid penalties, which helps us out a little bit because we are in a direct fight with them. Of course, there's another fight as well for the actual Drivers' Championship. It's actually come to the final race. Raikkonen leads Vettel by 20 points. So we'll try and keep one eye on that as the race goes on. One stop or two stop. It's saying that the two stop is 4 seconds slower. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to be aggressive in this race. We're going to push the fuel up as much as we can as well. Possibly all the way to the end. Can we get nearly? So we'll go two stop, ultras, and then supers, and we'll try to do our best to claw our way through the field. I'd rather just go for it in the final race. We've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, so that will be the strategy that we'll go for. So then, here we go, the final round of season 3. We're starting at the back through, well, I was going to say no fault of my own, but it was completely my fault. I crashed into the barrier. It looks like I fixed it or something like that, or I've planned this. I honestly haven't. I want to qualify and start as far up the grid as I always can. So we'll get the formation up out of the way and then get the race on the go. So then, the lights are coming on now. The 20th and final race of season 3. Build the revs up. And away we go. We'll bump into Rich Mick straight away. Back end kicks out a little bit. Let's see what we can do in these opening laps. Was a nice start. 2 positions already, around the outside of Palmer, making that 3 positions, up to 17th already. Carving our way through. P14 already, but only halfway around the first lap. Got a nice toe in the back of Sainz here. Oh, he tries to block. So I should have a nice toe off the back of Kvyat here. This should be for 12. Tries to defend, but we've got the inside line. Easy move in the end. 12th place then already. So coming into that 3, DRS is now being active. We've got a bit of a queue ahead of us here. Ocon's the first one, and both the Red Bulls, and then I think Hulkenberg and the Renault, but I could be wrong. So I need to latch onto the back of his guys to make sure I get DRS. Some brave but up Ocon. Make the move stick though. P11, and it's a Haas car. I'm not too sure which one it is, not a Hulkenberg. So we need to get past him quickly, get ourselves inside the top 10. Just going to get interesting down to chicane. We're going to go 3 wide here. And squeeze Verstappen out as well. 2 people in 1, up into 9th place. Next target is Ricciardo. Oh, BSC's out. Not too sure why, but it gives us an opportunity to save a little bit of fuel. Well, I've taken this opportunity then to pit now for another set of ultra soft tyres as the BSC is out. It's just about to end there, but hopefully we've gained a few seconds on these guys, and yeah, we might be able to jump some of them. So hopefully I can take these tyres now to, let's say, lap 15 and then pit for the final 13 odd laps onto the super soft tyres. We might have gained a few seconds, but not much, but now we're on fresh tyres with a little bit of rich mix fuel left. We can now push on, and hopefully we can get a bit of an undercut over Ricciardo, Hulkenberg and Grosjean ahead of us, which will give us a net 6th place. That's the plan anyway. Let's hope we can do it. So a few people are in the pits. Oh, there goes Perez. But I think we've jumped Hamilton somehow, and I think Hulkenberg as well. So the undercut is working at the moment, but I've got to get past Kvyat as soon as possible because we're already losing time behind him. It's going to be a drag race. Come on, come on, come on, give me enough. We've got the inside line at least. I think we'll get this move locked away pretty nicely. We do, so up to 17th. Next charge to move up the field begins now. Oh, good move on Perez. And now we'll get DRS off these guys, so hopefully we can get past Van Dorn. I don't see it being too much of a struggle. Ooh, fucking hell, mate, calm down. And get off me as well, please. Now we've got Stroll. Bloody hell, they move late. That's another move chalked off. 2 in 2 corners. Next up is Verline in 10th place. So hopefully we'll get past him unless he makes a pit stop and we'll be back inside the points. Oh, unfortunately for Verline, he's got an engine issue. Jeff's just told me, so he's going to be a bit slow. Oh, he's very slow, look at that. Come on, mate, don't hold us up too much. Oh, so as we put the move on Verline, Ocon, somewhere on track, has got an issue as well. I think he's still ahead of us and hasn't made a pit stop yet. But we're up to 9th. Next target is Alonso, who will probably be going quite long as he's on the super soft tyres. So we're coming to lap 12. We've got Hamilton behind me, who was ahead of us originally. I won't be able to keep him behind me, I don't think. But we've managed to catch up to Alonso, who's got, I think, Massa ahead of him, and then Ocon, who's got an engine issue. So we've got a possibility of getting up to 4th place here, before Hamilton probably demotes us back down to 5th. Nip through an Alonso here, hopefully get a decent exit. We have, and might be able to get past both of these guys down into the chicane. Oh, little bit of banging wheels with Massa, no harm done there though. Now we've got to try and get past this ill Force India. Make the move stick nice. Done a lot of overtakes in this race so far, been really enjoying it. We're up to 4th place then so far, but we've still got another pit stop to make in probably about 3 or 4 laps time. So all we've got to do at the moment is just keep pushing and see where we rejoin after our second stop. Oh, the VSC's out again, and this time it's Verstappen that's retired. So we can save a little bit of fuel here, hopefully. Might even pit again if I've got an opportunity and it's still out by the time I get round there. So just like the first VSC, we're coming into the pits just as the VSC is ending, so we really haven't gained anything, unfortunately. We're bumping back up the standard. We're now going on to the super soft tyres. We'll see where we rejoin and see what we can do to gain any positions after that. So we're at in 10th place between Magnussen and Palmer. There's some guys on super softs, softs, ultras. I'm not too sure how many people have got to pit again, if at all. So we're just going to go pedal to the metal for the last half of this race and see if we can climb up the order. So then we've caught Magnussen, and hopefully in a handful of seconds we would have passed him. DRS is open. Don't move over on me, mate. Nice, up to 9th place then. Next target is Magnussen's teammate Grosjean, who's just there and on the soft tyres as well. So we should be able to catch and pass him relatively easy. So we've now caught Grosjean. Good exit as well from the chicane. It should be a hopefully simple move into 5th place, but Hamilton is just behind us as well. Try the inside again. Oh, it's tight. I have to give him the space. But we've managed to get up to 5th place. Ricciardo is up ahead in 4th. I think he's probably just too far ahead for us to catch him. So I've got Hamilton all over the back of me here. Defend the inside line, but look at that, it just absolutely pisses by us. I don't know, maybe I can stay with him. We might be able to catch Ricciardo. So coming over the line, lap 23 of 28. 6 to go, including the one we've just started. Hamilton has obviously disappeared up the road. He's about 3 seconds ahead of us now. But I am still catching Ricciardo here, running rich mix at the moment, just to try and bring that gap down as best I can. And hopefully both Ricciardo, well, mainly Ricciardo, loses time battling Hamilton, and we can maybe sneak back up into 5th place. But I'm going for it as best I can to try and get that top 5. So 3 laps to go. We are chipping away at Ricciardo's lead, but it's only about 4 or 5 tenths a lap. It's not going to be enough unless he makes a mistake or has a problem. And these super soft tyres are getting past their best at the moment. I'm starting to slide around a little bit, certainly in sector 3 as well. So I think it's not going to happen, and we're going to be ending up in 6th place. So coming round to start the final lap of season 3. And you know what, I get asked this all the time, why don't you use the other camera view? So I think for the final lap we will. So here we go, we'll jump on board in this camera view, the one I used for Monaco, and you can just see how bad I am. We've got nothing to gain and nothing to lose in front. The tyres are absolutely dead, and Perez is the best part of 10 seconds back. We make an absolute mistake here, but here we go, we're fine, we're carrying on, no harm done. I don't want to bin it in the wall now. And yeah, it's been a pretty good season overall. I think it's definitely been the best one we've had so far, as I've made a complete mistake there. You know, highlights, lowlights. Well, highlights definitely Mexico straight away, getting our first win and putting up with that amount of pressure from the Ferraris and the Mercedes for the best part of 12-13 laps. Other highlights as well, Singapore, good race there, 4th place, getting on the podium, our home race at Silverstone as well. Lowlights, I mean Australia, we didn't start the season off too well, did we? I mean, we pitted about 15 hours too early for a set of slick tyres, even though Jeff's told me that, but it was a viable strategy, and that was probably the first and last time I'll ever truly listen to him again. Canada as well, we had a great opportunity there to maybe snatch our first win, but it all got a bit crazy towards the end of the race, and that contact with Patel into the pit wall pretty much killed any momentum I had down the main straight, and then the crash with Raikkonen, the final corner, the final lap, pretty much put us out of the race when we could have won it not 5 minutes before. Kimi Raikkonen, you can see there on the top left, has won the race, which means he has won the championship. Ricciardo, I believe, will finish above us in the championship, as will Perez, even though he's going to finish behind us, but I believe that we're going to be finishing this season in 7th place. 6th place as well here at Abu Dhabi. We've had a very, very strong second half of the season. It's another 8 points, takes us I think up to 145, and season 3 comes to an end. So Raikkonen's won the Drivers' Championship, and Ferrari a couple of races ago won the Constructors. We've come from the back of the field 20th place with all new bits in the car to pick up 8 points and 6th at the end. We lost a lot of time there on the final lap, me talking and just driving around casually in the other camera view, and hopefully that's all a nice little treat for you. But it will be back to normal camera view for season 4 onwards. Vettel and Bottas complete the podium. Hamilton, after making 2 stops from pole, ends up in 4th, 34 seconds off the lead. Ricciardo, 12th on the 1 stop, gets 5th. I mean, it's us with Perez, Grosjean in 8th place, Hulkenberg and Massa picks up the final point of the season. Further down, Ocon, Alonso's done well in 12th, Kvyat, Magnussen, Palmer, Sainz, Stroll, Verline unfortunately had engine problems, and then it's Van Dorn and Verstappen the only retirement from the race. So the standings then, one final time, Raikkonen has won the title with 346 points, 27 ahead of his teammate Vettel. Hamilton 3rd place, Bottas in 4th, Perez 5th on 153, and then Ricciardo in 6th on 147, and we are classified in 7th place quite comfortably in the end over Verstappen on 141. Rounding out the top 10, Ocon on 84 and Grosjean in the hards on 42, just pips Hulkenberg at the death. Beyond him, Palmer 29 points is not bad from him, but Williams have had a shocker. Massa on 12 points, Kvyat, Magnussen, Alonso and Sainz barely scraped into the points, only once or twice. And Stroll, Verline and Van Dorn failed to score, and hopefully into season 4 Verline does start picking up some points, because we do need it in the Constructors. Ferrari then win with a 111 point difference over Mercedes. That's massive. Red Bull 265 points, 400 back. That's a ridiculous amount there. Force India safe in 4th place, but they did push Red Bull all the way to the end. We were very safe in 5th, probably half season onwards. Renault classified in 6th, they have Haas, Toro Rosso in 8th. Williams has picked up a few more points towards the end of the season, and they've managed to jump McLaren, who do finish last but on 8 points. So the resource points for the race, 125 be the maximum, 3,681. So there is our sponsor bonus as well. Hopefully it'll take us over 3,700. It does. Qualifying terrible, 1 point. Very good in the practice as normal. In the race another 12. So 3,730. As a result of your performances across the season, additional 2,488 resource points have been awarded to aid in preparations for the next season. So it's a lot lower than what it's normally been. I think at the end of season 2 picked up 3,000. Maybe the higher up you finish in the driver's standings, the lesser points you get, well, anyway, we've got a nice amount there. The rivalry update, then we've had a better race over than qualifying, so we're now drawing Magnussen 4-4, but we should be able to put that away. And obviously as well, the reputation has gone all the way back up. 5 teams now at 100%, which is nice. The career score then for the final time this season, nothing for qualifying, so this is going to be very low, unfortunately. 9,581 brings our season total up to 233,444, and our total career score just over 538,000, which is nice. So then the contract event, it's all going to be hush hush again as usual. It'll be interesting to see which teams are interested in this. I'm going to hedge my bets at Toro Rosso, Williams, and of course McLaren. I'm always tempted, but we're now so far into this career mode, I don't want to undo all the hard work I have with this team, getting them their first win as well, a handful of podiums, and all of the resources I've managed to do now. We're probably, I'd say, almost halfway through max developing this car at the moment. So we'll have a look at the contract then and see which teams are interested, but I can tell you now I will be staying with Sauber for season 4 again. Oh, look at that. Red Bull then. Red Bull and Force India as well. That's a surprise. So Red Bull, Williams and Force India. So no offers from the lower teams like Haas, McLaren or Toro Rosso. I would be tempted with something like Red Bull or even Force India, but we're going to stay with Sauber. So then, dear Alex, we are delighted to announce that your performance has been above our expectations and you finished 7th in the Drivers' Championship. You and your teammate Pascal Wehrlein also amassed enough points for us to rank 5th in the Constructors. Just me there, lads, just me. We look forward to progressing even further next season. Now take some time to relax. You've earned it, the Sauber F1 team. So then, let's do some nice upgrades. 3,730. What can we do for that? Right, first things first then, I want to get this over and done with and lit, so we'll get that upgraded straight away. All of these are instant, I believe. It does say 6 weeks and all that, but pretty much it's going to be instant on the car, and hopefully nothing will fail. So we've got 1,980. Over to the powertrain then. If we did put both of these majors, it would leave us with 180, which won't be enough. We could do a couple of minors and also this one as well. I think 12, 16, 50. So we could do a major and 2 minors, but I want to do both the majors. So we'll get that one lit. There we go, and we'll do this one here as well. There we go, leaves us with 180. You can see that the powertrain jumps us up probably round about where Red Bull are, so we'll be halfway on the powertrain. Of course, the chassis, we are miles in lead in that, and I will be doing the ultimate upgrades during the season once we unlock all more classic car events, and that now leaves pretty much just this one to be done, 3 minors and another major, because these 2 here are ultimates, which I'll be leaving. So we've just got 4 upgrades left to do on the car. In fact, I do lie 5, because that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I reckon we'll have that done by at least mid-season at the latest, and then we can immediately move over onto the aero. 600 resource points now for a minor upgrade, which is the same as the chassis and the powertrain, so it's nice to get that done, which means if we do get any sponsor bonus next season, we can immediately plug it into extra upgrades. So that's it then. I think we'll have a look at anything else. I don't think anything else is going to be done in development. It'll all be there in Australia. That's fine. Hopefully that'll jump us above, or maybe jump us above Renault. It'll be interesting to see how all the other teams have developed in the off season as well. Power units, then no point looking at that. We use 7 units for the whole season and 6 in the gearbox as well. The standings and the reputation, obviously it's gone down with a few teams, Red Bull, Williams and Force India, because we have declined their contract offer. Not that it matters too much. For driver standings, of course, 7th place and 5th in the constructors. And then the leaderboard, something I don't usually show. We're in the top 1%, which is nice. 4,419th over the course of this season. It's been our best season for points, just over 3,000, and obviously for weekend score as well, a bit lower than what we've had before. Trophy room then for the final time, you can see there beginning of the season a bit patchy, retired in Australia, a single point in China, 16th in Russia, 11th in Monaco, 18th in Canada, and then from probably I'd say Silverstone onwards we really did chip away at getting some good results. 3rd place at Silverstone, followed up by a 4th at Hungary, 7th at Belgium, another 4th at Singapore, 6th at Malaysia, 5th at Japan, which I wasn't expected to do well at, 4th at Australia, USA, which I really didn't expect to do well in, and then our first debut win there at Mexico for 25 points, 7th at Brazil in the wet, and then just now a 6th place here as well. So we've had a really good strong end to the season. As you would imagine, we always seem to do well. Once we get to Silverstone onwards, we seem to really chip in well and move on. So thank you very much then. That is it. Season 3 is all over and done with. I'll probably take a break for a couple of days before I start cracking on with Season 4. Give myself a little bit of an R&R between the 2 seasons because that has been pretty hectic. But overall, very, very happy with how things have gone. 2 podiums, one of them a win, and we've managed to move into 7th place in the drivers' standings. Next season's target, I want to be on the podium more times, maybe pick up a couple of wins, but I'm setting myself, well, not really a points target, but certainly to be 5th place in the drivers. We're not going to be beating the Mercedes or the Ferrari guys anytime soon, but I think we're now pretty much bang on the pace of Force India and Red Bull. Hopefully the upgrades as well, going into the first race and during the season as well, we'll see Pascal Wehrlein start to improve. I'm a bit upset really that the amount we've done to the car. We're now a midfield team and he still can't get himself out of Q1. But hopefully into Season 4 all that will change and we'll be able to pick up, both of us pick up good points, and maybe, you never know, challenge the likes of Red Bull and Force India in the constructors as well. So if you have been here halfway through Season 3, welcome aboard, and do stick around because I'm going to take this career mode as far as I possibly can. I'll probably play it all the way up to when F1 2018 comes out in about 8 months time. And if you've been watching from the start, I've noticed the view count for the first few episodes of this career mode has risen quite well in the last few weeks, and if you've got all this way so far with me, then thank you very much for sticking around, and I do hope you're enjoying this career mode. I don't do it for hundreds and hundreds of views, I haven't got that many subscribers or viewers, but if you guys that have been watching it do stick around, then it means, you know, that puts a smile on my face, because I do these episodes not for me but for you guys as well. So thank you very much for watching this episode and Season 3 as well, and I'll see you at Australia for Season 4 very soon.